Man, I must say that this is one of those stories that has shocked me to learn that the NPA won't be prosecuting anybody in relations to Phala-Phala. Sitting here, I actually thought that it is illegal to have undeclared foreign currency, but apparently it is okay to have undeclared foreign currency as long as you put it in your sofas and mattresses. So, a couple of days ago, the NPA released a media statement. I just want us to actually go through this media statement to actually try to understand why the NPA took the decision that this matter of Phala-Phala should be put to rest. You remember even the Ramaphosa's public protector, what is the first thing that she did when she assumed office? Ramaphosa's public protector, she said, no, the president is innocent. You guys must stop having a meltdown about the president because the president is innocent. This matter of Phala-Phala should be put to rest as soon as possible. And South Africans were left shocked because we know for a fact that the money was there. President Ramaphosa said, this is not my money. This is the money that actually paid for the livestock. And the person who actually paid for the livestock did not even bother to collect that livestock. So, who cares? He didn't even, just imagine paying millions and millions for the livestock and not even bothering to collect that livestock. Ramaphosa said, no, this is not my money. This money actually belongs to Hasim Mustaf. So the media statement goes that NPA declines to prosecute on Phala-Phala case. The director of the public prosecutions in Limpopo, Advocate Mukali, has taken a decision not to prosecute anyone in relations to the Phala-Phala case. This decision follows a comprehensive investigation process that was conducted by the Directorate of the Priority Crimes Investigation, following a complaint laid by Mr. Arthur Fraser with the South African Police Service. The criminal complaint was registered against the President of the Republic of South Africa, Mr. Matamela Cyril Ramaphosa. The complainant requested the South African Police Service to investigate the conduct of the President and that of the Major General Wally Rood, alleging that it is amounted to the commission of money laundering and corruption. The investigations also covered any possible contravention of the income tax and the exchange control regulations. This was subsequent to the break-in and theft of an undisclosed amount of US dollars at Phala-Phala farm. The decision not to prosecute was taken by the DPP after a careful assessment of all the available evidence presented to the prosecutions by the DPCI. She concluded that there is no reasonable prospect of a successful prosecution based on the evidence contained in the docket. The DPP made her decision in line with the prosecution policy of the NPA, which states that a prosecutor, in deciding whether to institute a criminal proceedings against an accused person, must assess whether there is sufficient and admissible evidence to provide a reasonable prospect of a successful prosecution. Various factors must be considered when the prosecution evaluates evidence, notably, number one, the strength of the case for the state, number two, the availability of the evidence, number three, whether the state witnesses are likely to be credible, number four, the admissibility of evidence, number five, the relatability of the evidence, and number six, the strength of the case for the defense. So this is a letter that the NPA has released. So the NPA is basically telling South Africans that, guys, please, man, we know that this issue of Phala-Phala is giving you... No, guys, stop it. stop it. We don't want anybody to try to hold Ramaphosa on this matter of Phala-Phala. I mean, this is an issue that even a party that is in the government of national unity, the DA is in the GNU with the ANC today, and the DA believed so much that the president is so guilty that they were even willing to have a conversation with the FBI to say, please look into the president. But as soon as the DA got into governance with the ANC, they said, no, we are not even going to support any motion to actually vote for any motion of vote of no confidence against the president, especially when it comes to this matter of Phala-Phala. Some of the DA supporters are still angry with the fact that the DA said, no, this matter of Phala-Phala, this is something that we are not even going to entertain any further. So, I don't know, man. This is shocking, man. This is shocking. I mean, like, I thought, like, you didn't even have to be a expert to actually understand that having foreign currency that is undeclared, it is illegal in the country. But for some reason, like President Ramaphosa has proven to us that having undeclared currency, foreign currency, millions and millions of dollars, it is completely okay. And the NPA and the public protector, they completely agree with him.
Thank you, Neil. Now, I've been wondering, are you stuffing your couch with dollars? Because it seems to be okay now.
The only stuffing I have in my accounts at this moment is foam. Shocker. Absolute shocker. Now, Chris, let me put this into perspective. There's a lot of stuff coming up when you say the word Phala-Phala. Dat is soos 'n verdrankende suurpaal in die water. This is a blatant so obvious use and abuse of power. That's it. Now, the dogs are going to come out on this, and may I say, the first howling dog out of the fence is me. So let's set the tone for the rest of the couple of days. In the prosecution, because remember, this started 2020, this whole saga, and then the reporting of the ex-state security leader who turns around and says that there was Phala-Phala, and in actual fact, there was a theft of those Phala-Phala dollars, and that was the whole scenario. Oh my goodness, it then hits the public. And Cyril is the focus. This is Cyril's property, this is Cyril's couch, and this was Cyril's people. So the Phala-Phala, in a normal constitutional democracy, Chris, would immediately bring the impeachment of a president.
Fact.
Because when one look at the charges, we are not only contravening SA Revenue Service, we are not just only crossing the Foreign Exchange Service, we're not just crossing the matter of a president who acknowledged, which is against the presidential handbook, that he was doing business. And all of that undeclared. Now, you don't need a formidable charge sheet. You also don't need to be a legal expert. This is bloody common sense. He's wrong. Now, take all of that. No matter where you stand in politics, if you are pro him or anti him, Cyril Ramaphosa is accused, number one. Same words he used at the Zondo Commission about the ANC. Now, we get this headline just a couple of weeks ago that the people that are charged with the theft of said count dollars are going to be prosecuted, and they are going to appear in court, and we are then going to get chunk bites of the truth, so help me God. And then suddenly, in this period, we had the pre-GNU accusation from every political party that says that he must go to court, he must be charged.
Of course.
GNU happens, silence.
And I think some political parties are actually going to suffer, man. Some people are going to suffer because whether we like it or not, this matter of Phala-Phala is not going anywhere. This is just one of those issues that are just not going anywhere. This matter of Phala-Phala is not going anywhere. It is not. I mean, right now, you see different political parties calling for the private prosecution because they believe that the president is guilty when it comes to this matter of Phala-Phala. There is some sort of an accountability that Ramaphosa needs to take when it comes to this matter of Phala-Phala. It can't be that this matter of Phala-Phala it is just decided just like that. There is absolutely no way. There's absolutely no way. So it's going to be very interesting to see the people that are going to stand with him, the political parties that are going to stand with him. And if, as South Africans, we were the kind of people to hold the politicians and political parties accountable, like I would be happy sitting here knowing that South Africans in 2026 will be holding political parties accountable, will be holding politicians accountable for actually standing with Ramaphosa. But knowing how South Africans are, it is just sad to actually think about it, because there is nobody that is going to take. There is nobody that is going to hold the president accountable. He is not going to be held accountable. Not from the ANC, not from the political parties that have decided to support the ANC. Nobody is going to hold Ramaphosa accountable. But this sets a very bad precedent. I'm telling you, it sets a very bad precedent. Because right now, it does not seem like Ramaphosa, the law is on his side. It just seems like Ramaphosa is just controlling these people from behind and telling them that, guys, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. This is what it looks like to the people. I don't know if the ANC or Ramaphosa or people that are close to Ramaphosa are aware of how this thing actually looks. It does not look like Ramaphosa was, like the law is fairly on his, like the law fairly decided to side with him. No, it does not seem like that. And this is a huge problem. This is a huge problem. This is going to go back to what people have been saying about Ramaphosa and the courts and the NPA and having that hired gun as the NPA. Like, it goes back to everything that people believed about Ramaphosa, especially when it comes to these matters of the law. It does not seem genuine, and it is going to be a problem.
Silence. And then this week's declaration, Chris, that the National Prosecuting Authority of the Republic of South Africa decides that they do not see the possibility of success in the prosecution of Phala-Phala.
Despite the evidence.
Overhanging evidence. Case closed. And then what does the GNU start to say? You know, the GNU parties, they are upset. This is very weird. And certain parties are saying that they will go into the parliamentary portfolio committees and ask questions. What a lot of rubbish. Lead by example. Lead by example. I'll refresh the memory of the people of this country that at the stage, if you can recall, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, as a sitting president, I recall, was actually brought to court and charged by SA Rugby. The old lion, Louis Lake, actually took Nelson Mandela to court. And I clearly remember in that era, because I was in that era, that Nelson Mandela was told by the members of the ANC to tell Louis Lake to go to hell, and that how dare he take Nelson Mandela to court. And Nelson Mandela said, Cyril, hoor jy? Mr. Ramaphosa, hear this. Nelson Mandela said that if I as the president do not heed the justice system and go to court, then what would that set an example to the rest of the citizens of this country. What a time, what an extraordinary man. And now, I'm telling you, the current leadership is not following that example. This case should not be closed. This should now go to private prosecution. Now the other people like AfriForums and Solidariteit and Citizenry for Honor, OTA, we now need them to get up and say, you the politicians, all of you are now silent. This thing should not go to bed, because if a president can, then what the hell about the rest of us? And that is my opinion, Chris. Common sense. Cyril is now being protected on such a blatant manner that the National Prosecuting Authority has now decided that they are visionaries and that they are prophets to say that this cannot be prosecuted and it won't have success.